Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And we just got the exhibition match for Jubilee 19. Now, this is a practice Jubilee. The rewards are not as good because it's not a normal Jubilee. There's one normal battle, which gives you 10 tickets off the bat, and there's one boss battle stage, which only takes one ticket to do, so it's quite nice. This is to test out the whole new grit mechanic, which is here, so we can take a look at this. Field effects, chance to apply grit to all allies and enemies including rear guard at the start of battle, 100%. And grit means that you cannot die, and the enemy will not die. Nobody will die during your entire runs here, which is nice, because honestly, if you don't have the new meta, you're not going to score very well. But on the plus side, scoring very well doesn't really matter because the rewards for placing high in ranks is pretty not great because it is just a practice round. There are no crystals to be had, so top 0.1 to all the way to top 10% get 2 double rate tickets, 2 gold tickets, some reforged stones, some coins, some magicals, and some gold. So I don't feel overly pressured to compete highly in here because you don't really get a lot anyways. They're useful, but don't stress out about it. And it is just to test out, 1, the whole new grit mechanic, and 2, to test out the whole new vengeance mechanic, which it's a turn limit boss anyways, so you have 10 turns to do as much damage as possible. They're not going to die regardless. So all you have to do is you just have to do this one fight. It gives you like 20 tickets alongside this 10, so you get 30 runs just for doing this one time, which is more than enough. Because at the end of the day, unless you have the new meta, unless you have Velzard and Raphael, you're not going to get 197,000, 200,000, or even 170-ish around here. But because you can't die, you technically can't lose. And the milestone rewards are actually fairly good up until a point. So 1,000, you get moat, 4 stars, ticket, 5-star shard, platinum hammer, and a 5-star battle moat at 3,000 coins. And you get coins every time you finish the fight. And since you can't die, if you have no interest in doing this, all you do is do the one stage, get the 30 tickets, and then just auto with whatever team the boss battle until you get to 3,000, and you stop, because the rest of it is all just magic blocks and everything, so those don't matter. You only need to get to the 3,000. You could literally take any team you want because you cannot die. Just get the milestone rewards, get the hell out, and move on with your day. But if you want to actually, see what the vengeance can do in its full power, then here's a good place to test it because they can't die and you have 10 turns to stack as much as possible with the current meta as we have now and do as much damage as humanly possible. So what I have done is I have recorded my best run that got me the 181 score. This is based off of Nature's team, one of the sweaty tryhards. He has his own channel now, so if you're interested in watching a lot of sweaty tryhard runs that I can't do because they're all 120s, right? You can go watch his channel. I'll put his video link, or his channel link, in the video description if you want to check him out. He's going to put up some real sweaty strats and him getting super duper lucky on all the Jubilees and beatdowns and all that. It's pretty fun to watch, and just imagine if you had a 120 team. But like I said, don't stress out about this. Just get the milestone rewards up to 3,000, get the free rewards, and then get the hell out of here. It doesn't take any stamina because they all cost tickets. But let's show off the full run. Alright, this is the team that we're running right now, because we only have Velzard and Raphael. This Jubilee mock battle will still be around potentially for the second meta unit, not the third, so we can definitely try it out. Hopefully it is Veldora. He should be Wind, so we can increase our score by a good amount, because we'll have more stacks of Vengeance. He has type advantage, so he'll take less damage and do more damage on his normals. But we've got Velzard and my 120 but Veldora. And then we've got Raphael with the skill point protector, or skill point units, so Milim and Soe. We've got Dark Milim for some conversion and the ult buff at the final turn. And then Yom, because the Vengeance. And then Aaron is our primary orange to green orb changer, and Isis is literally only here for turn 1, essentially. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 orb changers, but realistically you're only going to run with Yom, Raphael, and Aaron up front. And what you're really looking for this entire 10 turns is hands that you can convert to full hands of greens with just the 2 orb changers, and then use the 2 stacks of vengeance. And if you get lucky and there's a turn where you don't need double stacks or double orb changes, then excellent. So it's built for a Yom orb change turn 1, but we brought Isis because she's giving the extra buff to all gauges on greens, and then we also have enough points to use her green buff. And now this is what it's going to look like for the rest of the fight. It doesn't matter who you hit, nobody can die, even if you have like no good units and you're all level 1. You will not die. You won't have you'll have 1 health for the next 10 turns, but you won't die. So here, it's kind of unfortunate we didn't get the greatest of hands, so we're just going to seal everything, get the 2 stacks of vengeance, and orb change with that. We'll use Velzard to reset everything, and the 5 greens will get us enough points to get up back to 100 skill points. Not another Velzard, though, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, yeah, this is it. We're just going to stack Vengeance for 10 turns, and I don't know what you want me to do. But here, we actually got fairly lucky, because we've reset everything, and we have 100 points. So we can use both orb changes, or we could bring Milim in and use her 1 convert. I mean, either way works. Oh, actually, the 1 convert wouldn't have worked, but anyways, you get the idea. So, yeah, full hand of greens plus the alts, 2 more stacks of vengeance, and then we have another Velzard next turn where we can reset and do it all again. And if you don't get 2 stacks of vengeance every single turn, your score is not going to look like mine. I ended up at like 94 stacks or something. I don't know if it's possible to get any higher. Like, I don't think it is actually physically possible to get more stacks than that, because you can only use 2 skills right now that do it every turn, and they only hit you so many times. So unless you get some, like, they get some natural counterattacks or something, there's no other way to increase it. So here's this, and it's literally just this. So we get lucky, and every single turn we can send 2 stacks until the very last turn. That's the only time where we don't have 2 more stacks on. Realistically, we couldn't have done it anyways, because we got a little unlucky on the 9th turn. But here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more stacks, double orb change, full hand of greens, awesome. They're no longer buffed by Isis though, so we're not getting like that extra 50% gauge increase. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. But we could use it here, because we got lucky on this turn, and we only need 1 orb change. So, I think after I think about it for a second, yeah, we bring Isis in for Aaron, and then use both of her skills. So therefore we have another 3 turns of the green buff and orb change. And then I think we lead it. And then we use Velzard to reset. And then we put 2 more stacks on. Because we have 60 points. Yeah, look at that. Incredible. Now, some people would be like, but Joker, you're not using the attack seal and the crit seal. It's like, that's correct. But I discovered yesterday that the vengeance damage does take into account temporary attack buffs on the enemy, so if they have a temporary buff, the vengeance will do more damage than if they didn't have the temporary attack buff, because their attack is higher and it's based off that specific turn. It's good to know. So here, we'll use Milim's orb change, we'll bring Aaron back in, we'll use Velzard to reset, and what do you know? 2 more stacks of vengeance. We'll actually seal him here, I think, because we have enough points. Because we don't need any other orb changes, do we? No. No, okay, just run it. Never mind. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. They didn't have any attack buff or crit or anything, so using it wouldn't have really done much. It would have just given us resistance, but we already had so much defense anyways. Yeah. I mean, it would take less damage there, but he was taking 13. We're up to 64 stacks. We have 3 more turns left, and then, oh my god, look! Another turn of full orb changing, and 2 more stacks of vengeance. It's incredible how this works so very well, if you get lucky. Because sometimes you get unlucky and you get no greens whatsoever, and then you're sad. But we're up to 70 stacks, 3 turns left. They're going to hit us again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 75 stacks. Awesome. It's a lot of damage. We can bring Milim in here now for this orb change, and then 2 more stacks of vengeance. So we actually do get fairly lucky, except that these alts are going to hold us back a little bit. So we'll bring Milim in, For Yom, I believe. No, for Aaron. Yeah? Okay. So we'll use that. And then we have 75 points, so we could reset with Velzard one more time. And 2 more stacks of Vengeance. Awesome. And then we use the Seal, because they have a Pierce buff right now, and I don't want to really deal with that. Now, what I could have done is I could have swapped Yom out, and then used Ice's Orb Change to get a full hand of greens. That probably would have got us another Velzard, and maybe that would have worked out a little better as far as the last final turn, because, yeah, we're just shy right there. And I don't want to send this ult, because I'm going to have 3 ults, and we have Milim for the ult buff. So, will 3 more stacks of Vengeance do more, or the ult buff on 3 ults? I don't know. Probably, really, realistically, the Vengeance stacks. Because this is not a DPS-focused team. But, hey, we did it, so why not? 86 stacks, we're up to 4.9 million damage, and because it worked out, RNG loved me, we have a full hand, because we can use the Milim buff right here, the ult buff, and then she only has 1 orb, and we can bring Aaron in, and then we have a full 6 send, with 2 nerf Raphael orbs and 1 normal one, and we have enough to use 1 more stack of Vengeance, which we're going to use Yom's because he gets the physical resistance. So that'll help us more than the guard because they're ulting right here. And we'll full send this. So Aaron, 13k, not great. Yom, 27k, not great. 32k for Raph, not great. But it is extra damage. And now should be over 5 million, yep. And then 1 hit, 2, 3, 4, 5... 94 stacks, 4 and something K thousand damage, and then 400 and something thousand Vengeance damage, and that puts us at 6.4 million total damage inflicted, and that's my high score of 181. Could it be a little higher if I used 2 stacks of Vengeance instead of the alt buff? Maybe, but I don't feel like doing it again, because what's the point? I'm just going to auto this stage from now on. But yeah, so there you go. If you want to test out the whole Vengeance mechanic and really push the limits on how much damage you can actually do, this is a great stage for you. And if you don't care and you just want the free rewards, then put on some units and auto it and go do something else. Play Starfield or something if you bought the premium edition. Or I'm going to go play Armored Core now. So, there you go, guys. There is the Jubilee mock battle. Just a practice round. We'll get the actual Jubilee in like 2.5 weeks or something. So, again, no pressure to actually do well in this. It is just a free and easy thing with minimal rewards that are easy to get. But, yeah, that's it from me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.